to the industry.
Welcome to the industry. This is a brand new thing, and we're like totally nervous. I don't know why we would be. We do the Refried Home Fries channel.
We're discombobulated.
Discombobulated, yeah. We've been trying to get this one off the ground for months and months.
Yes.
And
so we're having to deprogram from the other channel.
Because
it's going to be the same, but different.
But different.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So I'm the dog.
I'm Kat.
And this is Kat. I'm Paul. Paul
Kathy.
Fix, and my wife, Kathy.
Yes.
And I'm a recording engineer, broadcast engineer, producer, arranger, musician.
Composer,
blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I started classical lessons when I was 6 years old, and I took classical piano for 12 years. I learned a little theory, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then basically I gave it up when I joined the Navy because you can't take pianos on boats. So I kind of left the music industry for like 20 years. And after, I don't know why I'm telling you this. Why the hell am I telling you this? After my mom passed away, she was always her happiest when I was playing. So I decided to get back into it, and I started buying keyboards and software and programs, and I pretty much taught myself how to engineer and produce and all that stuff.
I also got a little education, though.
Oh, yeah, well, I did it on my own for probably 5 or 6 years before I actually went to school. And I went to Musicians Institute in Hollywood, California, and I got my degree in recording engineering. For all the good it does, I have a nice certificate on the wall, a nice little thing that says I got a degree in crap. Commercial recording engineering artist program.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, crap. So, a lot of good it did me, but I did get an education. And it helped me a lot on my path for the next 20 years, which basically that's how long I've been doing it again. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Yeah. And me, I've just been listening to music my whole life and attended a couple hundred, live shows at least. I mean, ever since I was always exposed to music. My dad was a musician, my stepdad. My mom always exposed us to music ever since I could remember. I mean, She just likes to say exposed. I don't know why. Yeah, I do. One of my oldest memories is like Petula Clark downtown. That's how old school, But I was exposed to so many different, and my mom would take me to shows, and I've just always been around music. So
yeah. My first 45 was The Boxer.
My
Simon and Garfunkel.
First 45 was I Shot the Sheriff, I believe, or The Joker. Can't remember which one. But I loved record shops. I had stacks of 45s and
So
78s.
basically, we're going to be bullshitting a lot.
Yeah.
We're just going to sit around and talk, okay?
But but most of it will be true, okay?
Most of it, yeah. We'll try not to exaggerate or tell lies.
We're going to react to some, but we're going to do more breakdowns and reviews.
Right. What we plan to do is, we've already got The Industry, which is a radio show. And we do that on KTOX Radio every Saturday out here in Needles, California, on Route 66. And we do music variety. We do independent artists that are local to the area. We do local entertainment. We do all kinds of stuff like that. This is going to be in addition to that. And the way I'm going to try to make it work is we're going to do these podcast editions like this with Kathy and I. And we'll do music reviews, we'll do reactions, like we're going to do a reaction today, but we'll also do music appreciation and critical listening and engineering and production and music psychology. There's so much that goes into this. We won't be sticking to one genre. We could be doing rock and roll one day and salsa the next, or acapella the next, or soundtracks, movie soundtracks, classical music too. I mean, we're going to cover it all, and it's going to be about music appreciation and critical listening and how to hear what the different elements do in a mix, in a song, and how they make you feel and why it does what it does. So we're going to get into some really twisted up stuff. Excuse me, I can say it here. You're going to get in some weird shit, okay?
Yeah,
I'm so used to our other channel. We keep it very family
we have the
friendly.
refried home fries, which is the a cappella or the all vocal band home free, and they're professional family. So we've been doing that for almost 9 months. So, but they'll kind of merge also. But
Yeah,
we're just kind of
eventually
stuck
everything's
in
gonna-
that, you know. But
We have no
This'll be
idea
a
where
little-
all of this is going to go. We're just doing it because we're enjoying it.
we're doing it just like we did with that one, just
Yeah.
flying by the seat of our pants.
Yep.
But we should have a lot of fun along the way, I'm sure, because I know we do over there, and we're just those kind of people.
Yeah, and this stuff going on behind me here, this little slideshow, is all just different studios that I've worked with or worked at or built. I've built 4 studios. The last one was a live streaming production studio, which that's the control room right there, and that's the main room. That was supposed to be a live venue for bands to come in, and we would live stream it with, like you see here, multiple cameras and different lights, and we have a full stage, and we had the whole thing was sound reinforced and everything. And we had a control room where we could, you know, control all the cameras and things like that. Things didn't work out. We ended up getting cleaned out. Somebody ripped us off and pretty much cleaned out the whole studio. So I kind of gave up doing things on like that, on that scale on my own. There was a lot of work involved. But now I'm working with another studio here in town, and Studio One Media Productions, and they have pretty much the same ideas that I do when it comes to what we're looking at in the future. So hopefully we can do some partnerships, and I'll show you some of that stuff later. But yeah, very nice place.
Yes.
And you'll see us. We're gonna be moving uptown pretty soon here. We're doing this in our RV.
Yes.
Okay, we have a Class A motorhome, and it's 40 feet long, and we have 2 cats and us, and we live in it. And so we throw up a green screen behind us, and we sit in our chairs here and have a good
At the
time.
moment, we're stationary, but we will be.
We're going to be traveling
road.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
The goal here is to build an actual mobile production studio here in the RV, and we're pretty close to that now. You know, we've got lighting, we've got cameras, we've got mixers, we've got audio gear, and
Keyboards
all kinds of
everywhere.
keyboards everywhere, of course, because
Yeah.
I still like to play my keyboards. And but eventually we'll take this on the road, and with the software available now, I can pretty much still engineer. I can still participate in live jams and writing sessions and all kinds of other things, and mixing while we're on the road. Podcasts, just like this. We'll be
This
doing
one
these
and
on
others.
the road.
Yeah.
And but there's all kinds of opportunities coming up. We just don't know who, what, how, or when, but we're
Right.
going to do it. And
Yeah.
have a lot of fun while we're doing it. So,
Absolutely.
to give you an example, today what we're going to do is, you know, most new reactors, not to bag on anybody, and I'm not throwing an opinion out there, but a lot of the new reactors, they tend to go with very popular artists because they want to catch that initial attention, and they want to get you to subscribe to their channel. And,
Yes.
you know, all that. Of course you do. You know, that's the whole purpose why we're here. I'm not doing that. No, we're going with somebody
We
who's...
aren't like others. We don't follow the pack.
No, you'll find that about us. We'll
Yeah.
do mostly independent artists, and we'll be doing mainstream artists too. Don't get me
yeah.
wrong, but
Oh, yeah.
any chance I get to work with independent artists, or if you have a band, if you have music, if you're a writer, if you're a composer, anything, and you want to showcase it here, or you want me to take a look at it, or we can work on it together, or whatever, get a hold of me.
Yeah.
And we'll make a production out of it.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Oh, but today, what we're going to do...
He may regret saying that
Yeah.
6 months down the line, but we will see how it goes. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, because eventually we'll do the whole, you know, like everybody does. We'll have a Patreon page, and there'll be tiers, and we'll do all kinds of different exclusive things, and yeah. More lies from the road. Yeah. But let me get to this, because this is going to end up being a 1-hour video. Jeez.
Right.
We're going to do somebody called Martin Miller. His name is Martin Miller. The Martin Miller Session Band is out of Germany, and he is a guitar instructor. I don't have his resume in front of me, but I know he's worked with a lot of really heavy hitters, And he's, like I said, he's an instructor. He does online courses for guitar, and he's got presets and all kinds of other cool stuff you can get over at his site. And we'll put all those links down there, of course. So yeah, he features a lot of really cool people like Paul Gilbert from Mr. Big. You might remember them. Billy Sheehan and Paul Gilbert were big in the 80s and 90s. But yeah, that Mark Lettieri, who's from Snarky Puppy, he's a jazz fusion guitar virtuoso. And in this particular video, we're going to let him rock out. Or you're going to hear him rock out, because we're doing Led Zeppelin's Kashmir.
Yes.
And the first time I heard this, I was like, wait a second, that sounds really beefy. And then, of course, you see this guy with a Hammond B3 and a Leslie speaker on Led Zeppelin. Last thing I ever thought I would like. Wait a second, no, you don't put organ on Kashmir. Wait till you hear this.
Yeah,
this is
it's amazing.
Ballsy as hell.
I was, old school, major Led Zeppelin fan. Well, fanatic. I saw him.
How many times?
I saw him only twice in 3 days, though, in 2 different cities.
Twice in 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, I was hardcore. I mean, I got my Zeppelin shirt on, but yeah, Zeppelin is one of those bands that I'm very.
Yeah, don't mess with my Zeppelin.
Be very tread carefully. These guys blew my mind.
So,
phenomenal. So
mind blown.
Absolutely.
You ready for this?
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's check it out. You just got to hear that again.
Yeah.
That opening is about, like I said, it's about the ballsiest opening I've heard. What a cover.
Fill my dream. I'm a traveler of both time and space to be where I've been. Sit within us of the gentle rays. World is seldom seen. They talk of days for which they sit and wait. All will be
such an authentic sound. I mean, it's so signature Zeppelin, but yet it's got this updated feel to it.
Yeah.
That's genius.
I just wonder if Robert Plant, if the guys at Page have seen this or heard of them.
That would be very cool.
I'd love to see what they think about it, because I think they'd love it. I really do.
I mean, we're complete nobodies, and our reaction is like, oh my, holy shit.
Yeah.
I would love to see their reaction.
Yes, absolutely. And I really do think that they would love it. I do. I think I need to contact Mr. Plant.
Yeah. Have your agent call my agent. We'll do lunch and all that.
Right.
But also, one of the other things we're doing is, because, like I said, the last studio I had was a live streaming studio. This is the type of stuff we were going to do, and this is the type of stuff we are planning for the future. Yeah. We have another studio that's capable of doing this and more.
And
so every time I watch these, and this is not a first reaction, obviously. I've seen it a million times. Every time I watch anything from this guy, kudos to Martin Miller. I mean, I think he's brilliant. I watch every camera angle and the studio and the sets and where everything is positioned and how they're getting everything they're doing, because this is a live recording. This isn't a studio recording that they went back and made an MTV music video to.
Right.
They hit go and played, and they do that. They do this with tributes that are 30 minutes long. It's a live performance, and they'll go back afterwards, clean up the audio, any mistakes or anything like that, or they'll add backing vocals and extra tracks. to fill it out. But this is a live performance, and this is the sound of a live performance through a live board. This is what we're trying to achieve with what we're going to be doing in the future. So yeah, every time I watch these, I find something different, something new. I see a cameraman, hiding back here. And it's just, yeah, every time.
Talking song and tongue of lilting rays, sounds caress my ear, and not a word I heard could I relate. The story was quite clear. Whoa, 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 yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And another thing. Kudos to Martin Miller for not even attempting
I was thinking the same
a
thing.
Robert Plant
Yeah.
style of vocalization for this. He's making it his own, and it still sounds very good.
Absolutely. Instead of just screwing it up by trying to do something he cannot. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
it's Robert Plant.
It's not,
But
yeah,
they're
yeah,
realistic about it.
yeah, they're making it fit the production.
Yep.
What they're doing, it fits.
That was like one of the first things that even attracted me to the song the first time you showed it to me. I was just
Really?
like, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I expect, being a Zeppelin fan, and I've heard some, but there's very few songs.
a lot of people.
Tools pulled off a really good one, too.
Yeah.
And that's another one.
We'll get into some Tool.
Yeah,
Don't
but
worry.
just, they're smart about it. Very smart.
Yeah.
They know their limits. They know what they can do, but they know, don't push it. Don't
Yeah.
mess it up. Because that's all it would take. Screw
And
that song up.
I've worked with a lot of tribute bands. I've done, Leonard Skinner and Journey and a whole bunch of others. They have lead singers that sometimes will try to reach for what the original singer was doing.
Because they're trying to do it exact, and they're not going to.
Right? Yeah, they're trying to create that illusion, that image that it's and it's not. It just it falls
Yeah.
flat sometimes. Not all the time. Okay, I'm not bagging
Right.
on.
No.
There's plenty of them out there who just wail and they're good at it.
Yeah.
Mike, our guy, is really good at it.
Yeah.
our lead singer is amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, kudos to Martin Miller for keeping it tasteful.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Even on the drums.
Oh man.
He knows he ain't no John Bonham.
Well,
No
yeah.
offense. He's a
Yeah.
damn good drummer, but he ain't, so he's not pushing that either.
And
They all of it, they're making it their own. They're,
right. Well, okay.
they're
These guys,
keeping it real.
They're all studio musicians. This
Mm-hmm.
is what they do for a living. They'll go in on somebody else's album and play the parts that they don't have. If they don't have a guitar player, if they don't have a drummer, these guys come in and they do it. They'll play whatever you tell them to play. So they're very used to doing things the way they're told to do them. In this case, they're having fun making it their own.
Right.
And yeah, nobody's going out of bounds. And I've heard a lot of people, the drummer Felix, I've heard a lot of people in comments, or I've read about people in the comments where they say he overplays
I don't.
for some of the parts. And I don't think that's the case. I think when you listen to the overall production, it's a much more modern feel. It's the same classic song, but it sounds more modern. And
Right.
that drum sound is part of being more modern. People are used to having the heavier kick and the double kick and things like that, which we didn't use back in the early 70s and things.
Right.
So yeah, it gives it, like I said, that's part of what gives it that really ballsy feel to me. I
Sure.
like it.
I
Some
do
people
too.
don't. That's okay. But yeah, I
Yeah.
really like it because it's got a very steroid sound. And you know, wait, I got to go back because we just talked all over Mark's
Mark,
solo.
yeah.
Let's see. Let's go back here, Mr. Mark. This is Mark Lettieri. He's, like I said, the guy from Snarky Puppy and a bunch of other stuff. He's got he's another guitar virtuoso. And a lot of people know him for his jazz and his fusion. In this particular shot, you get to see him rocking. This guy's just, wow. Here we go. Nice little flare.
All I see turns to brown as the sun moves the ground.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
Oh.
how many times you hear it. This is, yeah, it's just one of those, and they do this with a lot of theirs. I do. I get the same thing, Chills. They do their Toto medley,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
And Queen.
And Queen.
Queen
and
is
Deep Purple.
mind-blowing. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and Queen, yeah, their singer,
Yeah. Mateus.
Mateus. Yeah, talk about somebody who can sound like Freddie.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we'll be getting to these.
Yeah. And the studio is amazing. I love the feel of this studio. It's so comfortable. I love the plants and all that. It's big, but it's
Yeah.
cozy. There's
Yeah.
something about it that I just have always loved from the first time I saw it.
Yeah, with the bookcases and the
Just-
books on the
it's
walls
very
and everything.
homey.
It's a it's got a
but
very
it's a cool, it's a badass
inviting
studio. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it gives them room to work because
right.
I mean you can see all the cameramen running around back and forth for everybody as they're doing their solos and features.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of choreography. You have to figure all that out ahead of time,
Oh,
or you're
yeah.
going to be smacking into each other.
Tripping.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is okay. Let's keep going. I think Martin's solo is coming up next year, and I'm gonna move us back down to the lower half for that.
And my eyes fill with as I scan this wasteland. Trying to find how I
God, that's got such a drive to it. You see what I mean about the growl on that B3? There's just something about a Leslie, and I'm sure he's got it overdriven to hell and back, but oh man, especially when he's hitting those lower registers, it's got such a, it adds to the bass end of the song. It's just got it's got that growl. It's just, I love that sound.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
pilot of the storm. lives inside a dream. Heed the path that led me to that place. Yellow desert stream. My Shangri-La beneath the summer moon. I will return again. She runs the dust that floats high in June. Moving through Kashmir. Father of the four winds, fill my sails across the sea of years. With no provision but an open face along the straits of Fear. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa,
Look at this guy's keyboard rig, Marius.
Beautiful.
Marius. Look at this. He's got an original Hammond organ with a couple of Leslies along the wall. You can see there's a few different other vintage pieces back there.
Oh, yeah.
But then he's also got the Fender Rhodes Mark I, 73. Excuse me, I don't know if that's a Mark. Yeah, that's got the looped lid on it. That's a Mark I. And then he's got a Mini Moog on top of that, which is another classic. I mean, I'm sure that's a more modern version. I had an original 1974 Model D that I traded it for another keyboard back in the 80s, and I'm kicking myself still today because those things are worth like 20 grand now. They're so rare. But yeah, his keyboard rig and everything. I mean, this is something to rival Rick Wakeman. I mean, geez, and it's all authentic to the period that we're listening to. He's got all the Prophets and everything else, the Prophet synthesizers and sequential circuits, and all of their videos, whatever it is, whatever song they're doing, he's using like the original stuff that they used.
That is so awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he could literally sit there with one MIDI keyboard and recreate all of this.
Sure.
But they don't. You know, he's got the real deal, and that's why I've got so much respect for this guy, Marius. Wow.
That's awesome.
I mean, I've even seen in one of his videos, they're doing a delay where he plays a part and then it echoes out. He's using an actual like 60s or 70s tape delay. And this is something that you old guys know exactly what I'm talking about. He had the lid off, and every time he'd play, it would go off, and then he'd run over and he'd readjust the tape so that it was back in time. And then go play something else, and then readjust the tape, and then run back. That's
Wow.
what you had to do back then. I mean, you didn't have digital delays and echoes and reverbs and all this other fun stuff. You had to use tape, and you had to know how to.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy's brilliant on the keyboard. That's the one thing about Martin that I really, really like. He's so smooth and obviously classically trained. Yeah, when you watch his fingering technique, you see some guitar players and they just, it's literally an axe. They're just whamming on it, you know. He just stands there like but his fingers are just going 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he's so precise and technically accurate.
So you can tell that they're classically trained by watching.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a few guys out there that haven't been classically trained that still pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a certain technique involved, like even on keyboard, you know, you'll see piano players out there, they're jamming, and they're rocking out, and they've got the honky tonk with the tack piano and all that. Classically trained pianists, they have to hold their wrists a certain way because they have to be able to, you know, reach through multiple octaves when they're playing, and they're very airy.
I've witnessed the difference.
Yeah, it's a very flowing movement. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. So I'll stop doing the wrist thing. But same applies here with guitar players or anybody else. Yeah, there's a certain technique that's like a signature of a classical player. Okay. And you can see it in Steve Vai. You can see it in Yngwie Malmsteen. Just a million of them out there. All the biggest players, you're going to find that they do have classical training of some type or another. Yeah, it's just, even Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very.
Alrighty. Right to their opinion. For those that say that
he's telling you to shut up.
Never. Felix overplays. I love him on those drums, man. I think he just.
This was February of 2020, so this was right in the middle of.
Right. Yeah.
We're at the beginning of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm glad they give credits to all the people in the production and everything. You get to see who did what where. And they have right here, they've got their Patreon supporters, music by Led Zeppelin, all of their, look at this. They've
that's
got,
cool.
Got a lot
Give credit where credit's due. I love that.
Yeah, they've got a lot of sponsors who help out. See, they've got the cymbals and the drums, and these are all done by sponsors. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what we're going to be doing, although we'll get a lot more in-depth in some other things, and others we won't.
Just depends on what,
it could
what
be
genre, what song.
Yeah, I mean, we could just be doing, music appreciation or something. But the best thing about this is now that we're doing these in this format, I'm going to try to make it a point to upload these on a Saturday morning, and then we do our live show in the afternoon. So we'll basically have a chance to review what we did here on the video because then Mike will be there and our guests and whoever else, we'll put the music up as part of the show, and we'll listen to it on there.
Gotcha.
And then that way we can tie in the radio show to this part of the podcast and everything else.
Yeah.
And it's just more added value and more opinions and more bullshit from the road. So.
Yeah. So on that note, we probably should cut out because it's been a long one.
Yes, it has.
And we're going to be back soon with another. Just, you guys, leave your comments below, what you think, suggestions, just feedback. Please.
Yep.
Subscribe
Please.
if you like,
Like and
if you think
subscribe,
you're
all
going to
that
like
fun
it.
stuff.
Just, but feedback. We're all about that
Please.
feedback.
And if you're here at the end and you heard that,
Yeah,
please.
if you're still here, you're freaking awesome.
You rock, man.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right.
Till the next time. We'll see ya.
Ciao.